Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and this is For Pause in a Book. I make book and lifestyle related content, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. Today I have an experiment video where I am going to swap my screen time for my reading. This is by no means an original idea. I've seen a lot of people do this. Riley from Riley Marie did it a few months ago. Aoife from Pretty Purple Polka Dots did it recently. But I'm going to go one step further and I'm going to do it for an entire week. I'm going to take my daily average for each week and try to read that much. So I tracked my screen time, or my phone tracked my screen time last week for a daily average of 5 hours and 36 minutes, which is actually down. Probably because subconsciously I was going to be doing this, and so I knew that. Also, just because last week it's just been really busy and I haven't been like in the office as much where I can just like sit on my phone and watch YouTube and stuff. That makes it sound like I don't do anything at work, but like I watch YouTube videos while I'm working. That's what I meant. And this week I haven't had to do that. Plus I've had a dog show this past weekend. Today's actually the last day of the dog show. So I haven't been on my weekend numbers are way down from what they normally are. So that being said, let's just talk about this. So my daily average is a little over 5 hours, 5.5 hours, something like that. Didn't write it down and I film on my phone. So I can't really check. But we're actually going to go one step farther. Instead of just doing the daily average for each day, we're actually going to take each specific day and go from there. So today is Sunday. Speaking of Apple's week, I always think of vlogs as going from Monday to Sunday, so this is weird. And this week is going to be interesting for reading. It's actually a great time to do it because I'm trying to finish Our Fantasy. I have I have half of 2 books and then 1 more book to read to complete Our Fantasy, which has to be done by Thursday. And then Realmathon will start Friday night and Saturday, Sunday. So like there's going to be so many sprints over this weekend. I have no doubt that I will be able to knock this out of the park. It's going to be earlier in the week. It's a struggle, specifically Monday because that was a very hot day. But we'll talk about that later. So what are my goals for this? Because you can't have an experiment video without a goal, right? I want to at least beat my reading time 5 of the 7 days. I think that's good, right? I would like to finish 5 books, which I think I can, because like I said, I'm in the middle of 2 of them and they're actually pretty short. I have the group book for Tour.comathon that I still need to read, which is also really short. I'd like to read that today or tomorrow so I can fit it into Transwrite's Readathon. And then I'd like to see my screen time go down. I'd like to say another 20% because like you can see it's a 30% decrease from last week. So even more, like go down 20% even more. We'll see. I'd like to at least see it go down. That's what I definitely want. So let's talk about today. It's Sunday, like I said. So last Sunday, my screen time was 4 hours and 22 minutes. Now I am going to subtract a couple of things here. So rules for this game, I'm going to subtract anytime my camera is being used because I film on my phone. So obviously there's screen time there. For last Sunday I only had 19 minutes, so that's not a big deal, but later on in the week there's one day that I had like an hour and a half. So we're going to subtract the camera. We're going to subtract anytime Google Maps is used. It hasn't been. I was trying to look back and see. I plug my phone into my car and then it lights up on my Nissan CarPlay. And it used to count that as screen time. I don't think it does anymore, but if it does, we're going to subtract that. And then also we're going to subtract any of the audiobook platforms because there might just be a time where I didn't close the screen when I started playing the audiobook. So those are the rules. I think that's all that I'm going to need to subtract. I thought about subtracting like half of YouTube because sprints, because like I'll have it up if I'm reading, and if I did it on my phone, that sucks. But I don't really have a way of tracking that per se, so we're not gonna do that. And if I used my phone on any sprints last week, I guess I'm just reading a lot this week. Okay, so for Sunday we had 4 hours and 22 minutes. However, 19 minutes were the camera application and 6 minutes were script. So that means that today I have to read a total of 3 hours and 57 minutes. That seems like a lot, especially because I have a dog show this morning, and then I have other things that I need to do this evening. So we might not be off to a great start. It is a little bit before 8:30 this morning. I'd like to leave for the dog show in about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit less, but let's try to at least get an hour of reading time in this morning. For my first book, I'm going to be reading Love After the End, an anthology of Two-Spirit and indigiqueer speculative fiction, edited by Joshua Whitehead. I started this last night and I got about halfway through, so I'd like to be able to finish this today. This is for the Trans Rights Readathon, as well as our fantasy, so I'm like combining a lot of things today. So this is what I'm going to work on. I'm going to make some coffee, and I will read this. Hello! I look like a hot mess. I probably should put some makeup on. It is about 5:30 in the evening, and I wanted to touch base with you. Filming on the weekends is hard, or like vlogging on the weekends. Got back from our dog show today. Unfortunately, we did not qualify today, so that's a bummer. But we got 2 out of the 3 legs, and we'll try again in May, and it'll be fine. It was a good practice for him. But anyways, you don't care about that. At 5:30. I'm at 3 hours and 3 minutes left, so I have like 51 minutes left to read tonight, but we're making progress on books, so that's good. I finished Love After the End, and this is like a collection of short stories. I ended up giving this one 3 stars, and it's totally like a me thing and not a book thing. If you like short stories, I think these are really well done. I'm such a character-driven reader that you can't connect to a character in 10 pages, and so it really, like, I struggled with a lot of these. I did like the Darcy Little Badger one, and then what was the last one? Eloise by David A. Robertson. I really liked that one as well, but overall it was a 3-star. But if you like short stories, you probably would really like this. I just don't really love short stories, but it was an our fantasy thing, so I had to read it. Then I am 12% into Even Though I Knew the End by C.L. Polk. I read that 12% like on one sprint. And I'm enjoying this. It's narrated by January Lavoie, and because it's kind of steampunk, like Victorian era, I'm like immediately getting Diviners vibes from it. But I'm sure that that's just because of who the narrator is. So I might have to switch to reading it physically, or like going along like immersion reading with it. We're about to go to dinner, so I won't get too much more reading done, but when I get back I need to get some like actual work done, and so I might do that. I might just finish listening to the audiobook while I do that work project, because I was supposed to do it yesterday and I didn't feel like it, so doing it today. It's due by tomorrow morning. I am gonna go put a little bit of makeup on so I don't look like an absolute piece of trash, and then we're gonna go to dinner, so I'll talk to you later. Hello everybody, happy Monday. Last night I did end up finishing my completed hours. I ended up reading for 4 hours and 24 minutes, and I finished Even Though I Knew the End, which I'm giving 4 stars. Not only does it still give me Diviners like vibes, but also Infernal Devices, because there's a lot of like angels and demons, and like it's still steampunk, like same time period. I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it. However, as with most fantasy novellas, I want them to be longer. I want more of them. So yeah, anyways, it's a work from home day because we got 15-ish inches of snow, and it's still coming down. Streets aren't being plowed. It's a thing. So anyways, I'm just working from home today. And today we've got a really, really big reading day, because that's my screen time. 7 hours and 13 minutes. Okay, we're gonna break this down though, because we had 1 hour and 9 minutes of the camera app, because I was filming my Enya recommendations video, which was like a ton, like a very, yeah, it was a lot. So we had 1 hour and 9 minutes, and then I also had 54 minutes of the Kindle app. I can't remember if I added that into my rules of like, I'm not gonna count that, but like obviously I'm not gonna count that because it's literally reading. So I had 54 minutes of that because I read an ebook on my, there's a snowplow. Anyway, I read an ebook on my lunch break, so 54 minutes of that. So we have 5 hours and 10 minutes that I actually have to read. Unfortunately, it's 10:30 and I haven't even started doing that yet. So love that for me. I need to read Who Fears Death by Nnedi Okorafor. This is I have 2 left for our fantasy. That one, and then The Silver in the Wood, which is an ebook, but I did find an audiobook on Scribd that has that, like, and another novella, so I'll just read that, the first half of it. Maybe I'll start with that one, and then we'll go to Who Fears Death, because I'm not in a reading mood today, which really sucks, because I have a lot of things I need to do. And then I think we'll be starting the buddy read for Some Desperate Glory either today or tomorrow, and trying to get that knocked out before the end of the month. So anyway, that's my God. That's my Monday. Let's do this. Hello, it is much later in the evening, like 5:30, 6:30. No, it's 6:30. I'm just making dinner, and I have read for less than 3 hours, so I still have quite a ways to go. I'm just cutting up some bell peppers, and I'm on sprints, but I have like done quite a bit. I read for about an hour and 45 minutes, I think it was, while I was shoveling snow because it's so much snow. Ridiculous. We should not be doing this in the end of March. So I finished Silver in the Wood by Emily Tesh. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it feels fine. It feels, I mean, like, it's a good book, but it's not like a fantastic book, if you know what I mean. But I think, like, if you like T. Kingfisher, or like House of the Cerulean Sea, like, it has a very similar vibe to that. And like, also weirdly, you remember the children's book Frog and Toad? It's got a similar vibe, right? I don't know why I don't know why I'm making that comparison, but it just reminded me of Frog and Toad going on adventures. So yeah, it's probably gonna be like a 3.5 maybe. And then I started listening to the audiobook of Who Fears Death by Nadia Korafor. This will be the last book that I need to read for our fantasy, which would be a great thing. However, I'm not loving that one, and I think that it's just definitely like more of a me thing than anything else, just because like it starts with an assault, and I mean, like, that I knew that's the premise of the book. But and then like since then it's just been so heavy, and I just don't know that I am in the mood for that. So yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna end up using this clip because I don't know if I can hear anything over the TV and everything that's in the background, but I figured I would at least come and say hello to you. So yeah, I'm gonna finish making dinner. We're just making pasta, like with some bell peppers and some ravioli and like a cream sauce.
Hoping you'll love me once again. I know I'm selfish a little bit, and you calling love wasn't helping it. Yeah, we are in the same bed. Just come back out that he's not all that you wished for.
Y'all, I picked the wrong week to do this. Not that there was a week that would be any better, but my life is crazy. Today is Tuesday, and I have to read 5 hours and 4 minutes. I did the math earlier this morning. I had like camera app for, I think it was 25 minutes, 26 minutes, something like that. And then scribd for like 10 minutes. I don't remember. But anyway, it's 3:30 and I haven't done anything yet. So that's fun. I am about to go run a couple of errands before this evening, and then I'm doing sprints tonight, so I'll be able to at least get a few hours in. I am gonna go run some errands. I need to go get my phone screen replaced, or the screen protector replaced, because I dropped my phone yesterday and it's bugging me. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I have to drop off some stuff for Pango. But I have been working like out in stores all day today. Tuesday is my in-store day, which means I'm not reading, and I haven't been listening to an audiobook either because I don't know why I haven't, but I just haven't. So let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna give you like an official update because I realized that when I talked to you earlier today, I didn't tell you how I did yesterday, which was that I did not hit my 5 hours and 10 minutes, which I kind of knew was gonna happen. I did get to like 4 hours and 24 minutes, something like that. I'll put it up here. But it wasn't quite the 5 hours and 10 minutes. I think I need to get better at this. I need to like focus more about like in the beginning of the day, because I was getting to the point where I was like, oh, it's 12, 1, 2, and I haven't started reading for the day. And I like, that's kind of my natural thing, is that like if I'm listening to an audiobook when I'm at work, then I will be reading during the day. But other than that, it's not usually until the afternoon or the evening. So, and then also like yesterday and today I wasn't in the office. So that's kind of why I haven't really like read early in the morning. So for today, we're still a little bit behind. Like I said, 5 hours and 4 minutes is the goal. I am at 3 hours exactly right now. I'm on sprints right now for Patreon. We've got like one more sprint left, so not very much more time. So let's talk about books. I talked about that I had finished Silver in the Wood. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. I really liked it. I thought it was good. I probably will read the second one during Relvathon because it's a short fantasy, and so I could read it during Peace Talks if I don't. I keep saying I'm gonna read this during Peace Talks, I'm gonna read this during Peace Talks, and like I do have to remind myself that it's only a weekend, so I do need to like pace myself. And then I ended up DNFing Who Fears Death, and then like because this was the last book for our fantasy, I'm just substituting one because you're allowed one substitution from a previous board if a book didn't work for you, and I don't have the mental capacity to read this right now. This is a really heavy book. Like the book, like I was saying, it starts with an assault, and there's just so much conversation about women being kidnapped, and I don't know how to like say this while staying monetized, but like the R word, and it's just like it's really heavy. Beyond that, this book has a very non-linear timeline, and so it's not working for me. Like the writing style is not, and so like because of all of those things, it's not working for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and DNF it. I ended up putting Small Miracles on because the 2021 board had a prompt that was like a comfort read, and so I was like, that works. Small Miracles is a perfect comfort read, so I'm gonna read that. And then I'm reading Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tesh. I am 129 pages. I'd like to get to at least 150, but probably more because I have 2 more hours than I need to read. So we're going to try to do that. And then tomorrow I'll pick a new audiobook. Ted Lasso came out tonight, so we have to watch that. Sorry, there's stuff going on. Dogs. I'm enjoying this, but it's very dense. There's a lot of like info dumping in the world, and so there's like a lot of things that you have to kind of like muddle through. So I'm liking the concept of this, but I'm very lost while reading this book right now. Right, it's a very like feminist story about a society where women are like basically supposed to be the mothers, and they're supposed to go to the nursery and basically like just bear sons. Like that is their whole purpose in life, and instead she wants to be a soldier, and I think she has like this like special power maybe. Sorry, there's dog hair, no, my hair on this. So yeah, I'm a little bit lost, but I'm enjoying it. I'm buddy reading this with Bethany, so she started it today. I'm sure that she will read it much faster than I will because she reads a lot faster than I do, but it's okay. That's my update for tonight. We're already down 1 day, so I don't want to like already be down my 2 days and then like be forced. Like I don't want to be down my 2 days essentially, right out of the gate. So that being said, I guess I'll talk to you later because I'm going to go back to reading. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I am happy to report that I did hit the 5 hours and 4 minutes, whatever it was, for yesterday. I stayed up until 11:30 last night to finish. So I read about 150 pages of Some Desperate Glory. And my thoughts are pretty much the same as they were. I'm a little bit lost and confused, and it's very dense. But we're still trekking on. And then I didn't want to leave my like bed lamp on after Derek went to bed because I knew I was going to end up staying up. So I picked up Katie Roberts' new book, The Gargoyles Captive, because it just came out yesterday. So I picked it up on KU and read a little bit of that before I finally fell asleep. And I was like struggling. I was like, no, I got 5 minutes left. I got 5 minutes left. So anyway, how much of it I retained, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I should finish that today. Today is a whole new day, and I have 5 hours and 14 minutes to read, which is a lot. Fortunately, though, I'm at my office for the majority of the day, so that is good. I can just listen to an audiobook while I'm working, while I'm doing reports and stuff like that, so that's good. I think there might be some sprints today, maybe some Patreon sprints, or Michelle might have sprints. I don't know. Someone's got sprints. So I'm actually going to be listening to Daisy Jones and the Six. I finally got the audiobook in from my library, and I'm going to reread that. I read it as an ARC, and then like right when it came out. So it's been several years, but after watching the show, I'm very hyped about it again. And so I'm going to do a reread. So that's going to be today's project. And then I have dog training tonight, and then I'll physically read after, in the evening. So that's my day. I will let you know how I do. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's been a minute since I have updated you. Actually, I haven't updated you at all today because it's been that kind of day, which means I haven't done as much reading. Fortunately, today is going to be the lowest so far of the week at 4 hours and 23 minutes because I did another like hour-ish of my camera because I was filming that day. I'm currently sitting at a little over 3.5 hours, and I am like 150 pages into Fireborn. I have been reading it a little bit slower than I normally would. It's just because it's been a really busy day, and I haven't read quite as much. I've also slowed the audiobook down a little bit because one of the narrators is like a British man, and that's the hardest accent for me to get to. So I'm only at like 2.2 times speed. So that's why I haven't done as much, but that's okay. I'm also still reading some Desperate Glory. I don't think I've gotten any farther into this, but I think I'm on sprints right now. I think I will swap over to this one since I'm reading physically and I'm a little bit behind where Bethany is. So let's talk about, sorry, my chair is really squeaky. This book, I don't really have many more thoughts. I am liking it, but I'm not like loving the book per se. It's really dense, and I think that if I was reading it on audio, I might like it more, but I am finding that like science fiction is not necessarily a genre that I always jive with. So like when I love a science fiction book, I love a science fiction book, but more often than not, I don't love them, if that makes sense. So this one, however, I'm loving. I actually need to do another vlog clip for this because it is for another video. This was supposed to be my first book of Realmathon, and I'm reading it today instead, which is fine. I didn't really have another book that I really wanted to read, and I wanted to start April off on such a strong note, and the only other book that I really had, that I had out from the library was a book that I was just like, it might be a good book, but it might really put me in a slump, and I didn't want that going into Realmathon. So I went with a book that I was pretty confident I would like in Fireborn, and I'm absolutely loving it. So I want to continue reading this even though I need to read this. So that's the predicament we are in right now, but I am going to get back to reading. I've got about 20 minutes left on this sprint, and then we'll do one more sprint after that, and then after that I will just read on my own to get to that 4 hours and 23 minutes. I did hit yesterday's goal. Again, just kind of doing some reading in bed. So I really need to finish the books that I have started, because I've got a lot of spoons in the pot, I guess, is what is that a saying? Who am I? It's been one of those days today. I'm very excited. Realmathon starts tomorrow. So we have kickoff sprints tomorrow night. So I will get tons of reading done for that. But I'm gonna go and get to reading. Good morning. It is Hot Mess Express over here. The dogs are crazy. I'm working from home again because guess what? We got more snow. Listen, I understand Utah needs it. We are at least gonna push back us becoming a desert one more year because we've had the wettest winter on record. But I am ready for spring. So ready. So anyway, I'm working from home again today. It is Friday. I have a whole 3 hours and 13 minutes to read today. So this is definitely the lowest amount that I will have to read. And I have no doubt that I will be able to do that. Because Realmathon kicks off tonight. So technically sprints happen tonight. And I think that there's going to be 6 hours of sprints. So we'll be fine. But before that, I have to finish Fireborn because I'm going to let my Patreons decide my books for Realmathon. So if you're interested in that, my Patreon's down below. Subtle little plug there. But they chose Flamefall, which is the sequel, as my kickoff book. And I'm only 36% of the way into the first book. So I need to finish this first. Sorry, it's crazy in here today. We're not letting the dogs out because I don't want them like trampling snow everywhere. So we're just like letting them out to go to the bathroom and come back in. And of course I turn the camera on and they are insane. So, I am going to work on this. I am watching Lexi's Patreon sprints today. Neva also has her 24-hour sprints today, so we'll get lots of reading done. And then kickoff will start at 5. So, that's what I got going on right now. I would love to clean today. So that might be an option. I have some energy today. I kind of want to clean my office at least, and maybe the kitchen. I don't know. We'll see. I'd also like to put my curtains up because I got curtains for the office like a week and a half ago, and I didn't put them up. So, anyways, that's what we're gonna do. So let's talk about where we are, because I talked about at the beginning of the day or the beginning of the week that I wanted to change. Like I wanted to, like I had some goals, right? So I wanted to finish 5 books. I've finished 4 already because I finished Love After the End and Silver in the Wood, which were the 2 books that I was in the middle of. Then I read Even Though I Know the End and Daisy Jones and the Six in its entirety. These are cute. So I read both. I have read all 4 of those books. I don't know what the page count is for that, but I read the 4 books, and I will finish this one today. So we're at least at 5, right? And I wanted to make sure that I met the goal, the daily goal, 5 of the 7 days. And so far, I've only missed 1, and I definitely will be able to hit tomorrow or today. And I should be able to hit tomorrow too, because I think it was pretty low too. Friday and Saturday were the first 2 days of the dog show that started this whole week, because it was a 3-day show. So I wasn't on my phone very much because I was at the dog show, and the place didn't have great like cell service, so I couldn't even like be on TikTok or whatever, Instagram, whatever. So it should be pretty easy. I should be able to do this. As far as the my percentage going down, especially not 20%, I don't actually think that's gonna happen, because I was a dummy and watched sprints on my phone Monday night. And so I think Monday's screen time is like 9 hours. But I was also reading during that time. So anyways, love that for me. But yeah, I'm going to get back into reading this. I did finish yesterday's reading by getting a little bit farther into this. I have no opinions that I didn't talk to you about all last night. But I don't know that I'll be able to finish this one before Realmathon starts. Actually, I am like just at 50%. No, maybe not even. Because I'm at 216 and there are 434 pages. So, just barely 50%. So I might just hold off and continue reading this in April so that it will count in April. But I will finish this one today, so that I can read Flamefall for kickoff sprints. I'm gonna get back to work and listen to Fireborn. I'll talk to you later. It is the last day of this challenge. I meant to update you guys last night, but my camera died, and I couldn't be bothered to charge it. So I actually kind of forgot to time it last night, but I obviously 100% hit my 3 hours. I was at 2 hours starting at the sprints, which is much less than I thought it was going to be, specifically because I was on sprints with Neva, and I should have read more than I actually did, but my work kind of required some brain space, and so I couldn't necessarily listen to my audiobook while I was working yesterday. So that being said, we are on the last day. Technically, I've already won the challenge because I've read 5 books, and I've already completed 5 of the days because I only missed 1. So even if I missed today, I still hit 5. But we're still going to try today, because today is actually a pretty easy day. We have 4 hours and 5 minutes, but we had 18 minutes on the camera app and Scribd and Libby. So with that, if my math is correct, that's 3 hours and 47 minutes, which shouldn't be a problem. There are sprints happening today. It's the first day officially of Realmathon, so we're not gonna have any problem. Last night in the very first sprint, I finished Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. I gave this 5 stars. This was fantastic. I'm so thankful for this recommendation. So thankful that I started Flamefall. So this is the first book that I'm reading for Realmathon. I'm already 137 pages in, so I'm really hoping to finish this today. I think I have about 5 hours left on audio, and I really want to reorganize my shelves and clean them. They're very dirty. I've actually kind of started rearranging them a little bit after I did my book haul yesterday, but I There's no organization to anything right now. Like, I don't know what's going on. So we're gonna reorganize some stuff today. So I think Margaret is running some sprints right now, and I'm gonna turn on my audiobook, and that's what we're gonna do this morning. I forgot to stop the timer when I went to bed last night. So the timer said it was like, 16 hours, which obviously I did not do. However, I did complete Saturday's time. So that's good. I had no doubt that I would. Obviously, with the kickoff of Realmathon, there's so many things happening. There's so many sprints happening all day long, all weekend long, really. So I was not worried about hitting my time once Friday happened. So what did we learn from this? Fun fact, my screen time did not go down. It actually went up. I think part of that was because I was watching sprints on Monday on my phone rather than on my computer or iPad, and so Monday's total is 9 hours or something stupid like that. So that didn't work, but I did finish 5 books. Technically it was almost 6. I had 75 pages left that I finished this morning, but we still finished 5 books, and we completed 6 of the 7 days where I met my screen time goal.
Screen time.
There were 6 of the 7 days that I met the screen time goal or exceeded what I had spent on my phone the week before. So that's a win, I guess. We're calling it a win. Will I do this challenge again? Probably at some point. If you want to do this challenge, you should. Consider yourself tagged. This isn't a tag, but consider yourself tagged. You should do it. It was fun. I don't think I could do it for more than a week, for sure. I've done it for a day before, but this time trying to do it for a whole week and doing the varying days, knowing that certain days I do spend more time on my phone than other days. It was interesting. But yeah, that's what I got for you today. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. If you're gonna do this, if you've ever done this, let me know. We can chat. And if you're not feeling chatty, you can put a clock emoji. That'll be fun. That is all I have for you today. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there is a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.